Okay. All right, you guys. So first of all, thanks for joining me today. So the reason that I wanted to do this is because I have to teach this in the Fast Start Auditorium tomorrow. And there might be a lot of people in there, and just with how the world is, it gets a little overloaded lately. I didn't want to, trying to admit somebody here. So because it gets a little overloaded, I didn't want to try to show kvCore like in real time. You know, and have glitches and have internet problems. And so I have it all like screenshots. So it's going to be super, super detailed. And I wanted an audience, and I wanted to go through it once because I've never done this exact training before in this way and try to cover as much as I'm going to try to cover in just a short amount of time. So that's why we're all here. So thank you. I hope you benefit too. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. Oops. I'm going to share it like this. Okay. So can everybody see and hear good so far?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Fantastic. Feel free to speak up or wave at me if you can't. All right. So 10 ways to reach your sphere with kvCore. I got to admit one more person, it looks like. I don't know why I did it that way. For some reason, I set it up so I have to admit everybody instead of you just joining. So hopefully that's it. Okay. All right, so here's some essentials before you dive in with kvCore. I want you to know that you're going to all get, I'm going to be putting in the chat by the end, a resources page that's going to point you in all the right directions, okay? So I guess actually before I get too far into this, I'd like to know, I mean, recognize a couple names here, but I'd like to know where you're all at with kvCore. Like, you know, you haven't done anything with it, to you've logged in and that's it, to, you know, you could teach this class. Can you kind of tell me where you're at? And just put it in the chat for now. Or you can speak up, it doesn't matter to me. So I'll wait to see those chats. So the essentials before you dive in with kvCore are the following. You should have completed your agent profile. That includes your, you know, picture, you know, what phone number you want to show, and your signature, the signature that's going to go out in all your kvCore emails. The second thing is editing your website settings to make sure the thing's functioning properly, because it doesn't come set like that, unfortunately. And then to activate some of your basic campaigns. So those are the things you should do before you dive in. So some people are saying they're beginners or they've logged in. Somebody said they sent in they've set up their profile. Somebody said they're already using it to promote listings. Somebody says they haven't set up their signature yet. Okay. So when I send you this, oh, somebody said they set up their profile, did a property boost and fumbled around with it. Hey, that's great. That's what you got to do. You have to fumble around with it. All right. And Sheila is saying she's nervous about emailing because the analytics aren't there. And I just don't want you to worry about that. I want you to just put that out of your mind and not worry about it. But I understand. Okay. So again, I am going to be providing a document that has all the resources that you're going to need so you can do these things if you haven't done them and don't know how to do them. Okay. So those are the essentials before you dive in with kvCore, is to complete your agent profile, edit your website settings, and activate basic campaigns. Again, the document I provide will tell you exactly how to do those things. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over is adding your contacts and uploading your database. I've never really taught much about this before, because I kind of feel like you can figure it out, but there's a lot to it, and a lot of people just don't ever do it because it's difficult, they think. So, but this is the first step. So remember, there's 10 ways you're going to reach your sphere, and the first way is you got to add them in. You got to add them to kvCore. So this is how you do it. Okay. Here's your kvCore dashboard. Here's what it looks like when you log in. And on the left-hand column, you'll see it says lead engine. You're going to click on lead engine. Okay. Once you get to lead engine, you'll see this page. You'll see the bulk import button. You're going to click on that, bulk import. Once you're at bulk import, you will notice that you have an option to let kvCore handle it, and you could submit your database file to them. And it might take, you know, it could take 3 days, maybe more. I don't know. Never done it. How am I doing on internet? We good? Mm-hmm. Or you can do it yourself. Okay. And so when you do it yourself, here's what you're going to do. You are going to click on do it yourself, and then you're going to download this template that they give you. So you're going to click on that link to download the template. And the template looks like this. This is actually a screenshot of the template. You're going to take that template and see these headers at the top, first underscore name, last underscore name, birthday, email, in this order. You're going to take your file and make sure the headers match and say the same things. Like if you don't have if you don't have that email option thing, which, you know, how the hell do you even know what that is? Just don't worry about that column. All right. Or but for cell phone, and then the one have that home phone, who cares if it's a cell phone or home phone, just put it on there. If you don't know what this means, text on, phone on, just leave it. Just leave it. It's fine. Don't worry about the deal type, because maybe you don't know. So the headers that you don't have, don't worry about, but the rest of them, just make sure they're in the right order, and the headings say what the template says that they match. Okay. So you may have to export this file to a CSV if you're working in another program, such as Excel, numbers, or sheets. So for example, I work in numbers because I have a Mac. And so every time I open up a CSV file, it opens up at numbers, and then in numbers, and then I have to export it back as a CSV file before I can upload it to something. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm following along on this on my computer, and I go to the kvCore to the up or bulk import tool, and I hit do it myself, and then it's still asking me for files to upload. I think I missed a step in getting that template.
So when you click on
Oh, I see it. Never mind. I'll mute myself again. I'll look next time.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead, and before I forget, I'm going to put this resources page in here, so that I know a lot of you are going to just kind of work as I go. So, okay, but good, that's fine. All right, so next. So then once you have your file and you're ready to, it's prepared, you're going to drag it on there or upload it there, and it's going to happen pretty quick. All right. So now you can also, on the left-hand side of the dashboard, you're going to go to Smart CRM and click on Add Contact. And, oops, somebody's trying to come in. I'm going to admit them. I think we're done now. I think this is it though. Okay. All right. Okay, so, oops, somebody's talking. If you can mute yourself out, whoever's talking would be great. All right. People are still, I'm going to just make sure everyone's muted. Okay, I muted you. Okay. Anyway, so you're going to add contact here. And then manually, what you're going to do is just put in, you know, their name, email, phone number. And then you have to enable all these permissions, email, call, and text. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do that. So you have to enable the permissions. Select the contact status as sphere. Trying to mute. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then, oops. And then when you select the contact status as sphere, you can just add the contact. Now, if you have just an address, you can click on the bottom left-hand side. There's a spot that says if you have just an address, and it looks a little different. So if you don't have a phone number and email, and you have just an address, you can use that link, okay? All right. So then the one thing that's really irritating about kvCore is on the left-hand side, once you're in a contact sheet, so this is what somebody's, this is mine, I just a test lead. Once you have a contact sheet, everything's really tiny on the left-hand side, super irritating, but that's what it is, that's how tiny it is. And you have to scroll down to more details. That's gonna give you the ability to add more contact details. Now, if you have like a spouse, hang on. If you have like a spouse in there and you want them to also get a birthday message or be included in a mass email, you're going to want a whole separate contact page for them, like their own, separate from them, okay? All right, so that's just about creating tasks or adding your contacts, either bulk import or individually. The second way that you're going to reach your sphere once your database is in there is I want you to know about auto creating call tasks. So what you're going to do to learn about this is you're going to go into your profile. So when you're logged in, you'll see at the top right hand side, there's this drop down menu and it says my profile. You're going to click on that. And then you're going to see where it says settings on the top right hand side. You're going to click on settings. And here you're going to notice this section about daily call creation where the big red arrow is. The way it's on default is that your prospects, new leads, and active leads will be the statuses to automatically be assigned call tasks for you, the agent. So this is saying that every day kvCore will create tasks for you, okay? And again, the default is for new leads, active leads, and prospects. But you can add your sphere to this list. And in fact, when you click on that link, or you click inside this box, you can also add your clients, contracts, closed, whoever you want, all these different statuses to be included in who's going to receive these call tasks. So each day this is going to happen. You can, sorry, my cat's meowing. It's super irritating. Stop it. Okay, I think it's because I have the door closed, actually. Yes, that is why.
I couldn't tell if that was a cat or a kid, and I'm like, okay, what is that on her line or what?
Cat, and he wanted to come in the bedroom. Okay.
Kind of like a kid.
I know, he is a kid. All right, where was I? Okay, so you can also have the system create calls for you on the weekends, but on default, as a default, it's going to automatically create 10 calls for you a day. You can change this to 15, to 20, 100, 3. I don't know, how many call tasks a day do you want kvCore to set up for you? And then you can set it for a time. That what time is kvCore going to send you an email that says, hey, Jill, here's all the people you got to call today. All right. Now, let's see if there's anything. So that's that. So where you can find these tasks is, first of all, right inside the program from your desktop or PC. If you see this little checkbox and click on that little checkbox, it's going to show you all your tasks. Okay. And from here, you can, if you're like, okay, I can't do this today, you can click on snooze and it'll snooze for 24 hours. Or you can actually click on the button and then log the call, or actually call from the computer. If you call from your computer, it's going to come from the smart number. And I'm going to explain that more later. So you can also, however, you should know that any past due tasks, once you don't do a task and it moves into your past due section, these tasks will sit there for 7 days and then they'll disappear as if they never existed. Okay, just so you know. So the only thing you can do about that is snooze them or forget them. Okay, now the next thing that you need to know about is the dialer. I love the dialer, love the dialer. So I highly recommend you download the kvCore app and dialer. It looks like so. Download it from the App Store. And it's got your inbox, your activity, your notifications. You'll notice at the bottom of these screenshots, it'll say like tasks. It says tasks, dialer, listings, contacts, inbox. So if I click on dialer, it's going to take you to this dialer page, and notice it says like overdue tasks, overdue calls. So I could click on that, then it's going to allow me to see my whole list of overdue calls and just start dialing. It's going to, if I make the call from here, notice on the right hand side, the little button that comes up is actually from my iPhone, and it's going to do this on an Android as well. I'm going to click call from there without having to dial each number. It's going to just pop up, and I'm just going to call from there, and it's going to come from my cell phone number if I use the app, okay? And then when I'm finished with the call, I don't know if it's going to show this or not. Oops. When I'm finished with the call, it's going to allow me to log the call and say whether I contacted them, whether I left a voicemail. I could schedule a task. I could, you know, whatever. I could log the call and complete the task. And then at the end, it's going to give me a dialing summary of, you know, how many calls did I make? How many conversations did I have? How many people I leave messages for, etc. Pretty cool. The app also links to the Open House app, which is a separate app, but it's still a kvCore Open House app. And that's super nice as well, by the way. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but make sure you have downloaded that and you're starting to use that, especially the dialer, to keep in contact with your people in your CRM, whether it's your leads, your sphere. Okay.
So Sylvia, the dialer comes from your cell phone number. So when it comes across their phone, it'll have your phone number,
yes,
not the smartphone number.
Right.
Okay, great.
So, but if you're on your computer and you dial from the computer, like using your audio on your computer, it's going to come from the smart number. Okay. All right. So we talked about adding your contacts. We talked about, what else did we talk about? Setting up the automatic call tasks. We talked about the dialer. So those are the first 3 ways you're going to keep in contact with your sphere and reach your sphere. The fourth thing to know is to understand your behavior alerts. Okay, super important. So how to figure out what the hell is going on with your behavior alerts and what those are even. You're going to click on Marketing Autopilot from your kvCore dashboard. And once you're on Marketing Autopilot, you will see on the right-hand side, it'll say Behavior Automation, Learn More. So you're going to click on that. And it basically tells you right here what the heck's going on. So behavior alerts are basically automatic communications that are beyond any campaign or any task that you've set up, okay? So any campaign or tasks beyond any of that, these are automatic from kvCore. This is what kvCore is doing behind the scenes. And they're going to be communications that come from kvCore. And they're based on whatever activity your contact is doing on the website, on your own website. So the way it's going to be on default is that the behavior alerts that are going to get these contacts are anybody in your sphere, your prospects, new leads, and active leads. That's what it is set to default. And I would just leave it like that, is how I would do it. Now, these messages that are going to be sent are going to come in the form of a text message. And if there's no phone number, then it's going to come in the form of an email. Okay. Now, the text message is going to come from the smart number. Let me make sure, if I can't remember where else I'm going to talk about this, but let me tell you about the smart number. The smart number is automatically assigned to you, and it's going to be assigned as an office number. Now, you can purchase your own smart number and pay an extra $27 a month through kvCore. Ezekiel, can you shut up that cat? Or no? Sorry. So you can do that. Or you can just understand that if you don't pay for your own smart number, it's going to come from the shared number and it's going to send text. Now, 99% of the time, people are going to get a text and they're going to, and it says your name. It's going to say, Don Roy, Epique Realty, usually with your phone number also attached. But once in a blue moon, that person will see that. And instead of replying to the text or ignoring it, they're going to call the number. And if they do that, then you're at risk that that person's going to call a different agent because it's a shared number that's in a round robin. So for example, other agents in your region that are with EXP and have kvCore, it's going to be round robined. Okay. So it's a slightly dangerous. I've only had one time in over 2 years that anybody called that number that I know of, that was a lead I generated that I know of. And that did push me to finally get my own smart number. Okay. But it took me 2 years to finally bite the bullet and do it. And if you're, and the reason that I do it is because I'm using kvCore at such a high level now, and I'm using it for everything, and it's my only CRM and everything else. I want that number to be mine and no one else's. So that's why I decided to invest in that.
May I ask a question?
Sure.
Is there, not because of the reason you said of it going to another agent, but with all the spam filters on cell phones nowadays, I'm concerned that a number they don't know is going to be as spam, and then they're not going to pay attention to it. Is there a way to turn off the automatic text and just send email? Or if you add that, I just think it's weird to have 2 phone numbers associated with me.
Yeah.
Have you found that?
So I wouldn't worry about it, honestly. Honestly, I would not worry about it at all. But so let me, I guess that's just a decision you're going to have to make. But no, you can't turn off just one thing and not the other. As far as I want to turn off text messages and not emails. If there's a phone number in there, they're going to get a text message. That's just the way it is. So let's look at this first action. So on this same page about learning more about behavior alerts, you'll see below it talks about the different behaviors and these behavior actions. So for example, when the lead revisits the site after 14 days, you can see what the email is going to say versus what the text is going to say. They're going to be slightly different, but notice the text message says, "Hi, Sue," or whatever that person's first name is. It looks like you're doing a few home searches. If you want, I can set you up for alert service that sends matching properties as they're listed in the MLS, anything specific you're looking for. And then it says your name, so Sylvia Dana, and then your cell phone number is going to be filled in there and your website. So that's going to be sent from the smart number. Okay. Now, if there's no phone number, then they're going to get an email that says something similar, but different. Okay. So that's that. Now you can, let's say you have somebody in your sphere that's like your Aunt Jane and lives in a different state, and she's in your sphere, and if she comes to visit your website for some reason, you don't want her to get an automated behavior alert. Let's say, I don't care. I don't get this nitty gritty, but some people do. So you can turn off a behavior alert for a specific contact from inside their contact sheet. So instead of turning off the behavior alerts for everybody in your sphere, you could turn it off for just one person. Okay. All right.
And Sylvia, you can't change the behavior alert text or emails, can you?
Nope. We just are what they are. And don't worry about it. They are what they are. kvCore is doing is, some people are like, oh, well, it's not grammatically correct. Well, first of all, it's a text message. And it's just trying to get a point across. Nobody's going to be like, oh, they lowercased MLS instead of uppercase MLS. Or, it's just, I just wouldn't worry about it. I think that people get too worried about stuff like that, and it hangs them up, and then it stops them from using it. But kvCore converts for me because I let these things happen. So I just want you to let it happen. Really, I do. They change things and update things, and you know, it's not perfect, but you know, it's fine. It's just a text message. All right. And the emails are super short and sweet. So, okay. So the other thing you need to know is about the behavior automation. What happens is you can get an alert when these actions have occurred. But this particular thing, this is very strange. So what happens is when a new lead comes in, it's going to be called a new lead or a prospect. When they're moved to active, then this is going to decide if the campaign that they're on is going to stop or if it's going to keep going. So for example, a new buyer lead comes in, they get automatically put on the default buyer campaign, but then they respond to one of your text messages, or you call them and they answer and you log the call as contacted, or they reply back to one of your emails, whether it was a campaign or automated email. If any of that happens, they're now called an active lead. And if this is turned on, then that active lead is now going to be called active lead, and they're no longer going to be a new lead. So they're no longer going to get the new buyer campaign. So if you don't want that campaign to automatically turn off, then turn off this toggle. And if you can decide whether you want campaigns to keep going or not going. So that I just want to make
Sylvia.
sure. Yes.
Where do you find that button to toggle on and off?
So if you, I'll go back here. So if you click on behavior automation, okay, from the marketing autopilot, it's going to take you to these 3 sections: this behavior alert section, the behavior descriptions, and then the behavior automation. It's all on one page. I was just kind of breaking it up here, but it's just right there. Okay. All right. So that's number 5, is understanding your behavior alerts is how you can be reaching your sphere or not. Okay. Number 4 is, or actually, is that 4? I don't know now. I'm losing count. I'm not sure if this is right and I need to change my numbers. That's why you guys are my practice run. Yes, Jill. Oh, it's 4. Okay, good. Thank you. So customizing and triggering a sphere campaign. Now this is going to be a long one. I'm going to teach you, basically when I teach you this, after you understand this, you will be a pro and you'll never need me again. Okay? Because I'm going to teach you so much in this little section. You're going to be so impressed. I swear. Okay. So this is what I'm going to be teaching you is how to, add a default campaign from the kvCore library, how to take that campaign and understand what it's doing and then modify it and change it the way you want it to, and then also trigger it in certain instances. So once you have this information, you're going to be able to do a lot more with your own ideas. Okay. So ready? Okay, so from the marketing autopilot, you're going to click on start a campaign at Smart Campaigns, okay? And then you are going, you're going to see this where it says campaign library. So it's going to have these 2 tabs at the top, campaign library and templates. The default tab will be campaign library, and you will see 2 sections. It'll say kvCore library and it'll say my library. To see what these are, you'll be clicking this little drop down. So you'll select this drop down arrow and it'll show you all the 23 campaigns currently available in the kvCore system. Now, if for some reason, and I've seen this, but sometimes your kvCore, when you get it, it doesn't automatically have 23 campaigns. And I don't know why. I see this about maybe 10% of the time, agents I work with, where they have either no campaigns or only like 15. So if you don't have 23, you're going to contact kvCore support and ask them to fix that. Okay. But anyway, once you do that, then you're going to go and search in little search and just search for the word sphere. And then you'll see this campaign pop up, default homeowner sphere. And when you see that, you're not going to click here, but you're going to click here where it says add to library. Okay. And then that's going to be added into your own kvCore library. And so there's a lot of system campaigns. And when I sent you that document that I will go over at the end of this, that resources document, have a lot of training about understanding some of these essential default campaigns that you can just add in and not have to worry too much about. Now, this default homeowner campaign, you could just add in and activate and let it go. But I'm going to explain things to you and show you what I do, and then you can make your own decisions. It's just going to give you more knowledge, okay? All right. So now that it's in your library, now I want you to view it. I want you to understand what's there. Somebody's chatting with me. Yep, we're getting there, Johanna. She's asking, is there a place to see what's included in the campaign? Don't you worry. I am so detailed, it's sick, okay? All right, so don't you worry. All right, so I bet you that Sheila agreeing. Yep. Okay. All right, so you're gonna click on default homeowner sphere once it's in your library. Okay, you'll notice it's not on, it's not active yet. And the way it looks now, it says system default for leads whose status is sphere. So it's going to start when the status is sphere of influence. It's designed for a seller or buyer. It's got these different types of actions: emails, texts, tasks, calls. There's 18 touches, and it's set on no, don't always run. In other words, other campaigns could stop it, is what that means. And then whether the campaign's active or not, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna click on the default homeowner sphere link to continue. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna view the campaign. So what you need to know first about this campaign is it's about 2.5 years long, 2.7 years long. There's only 18 touches that include these different types of actions, emails, and tasks. It starts the way it's set up now. Anytime a contact is set to sphere and they're either marked as a buyer or seller, this is going to start. I don't like any of that. And I'm going to talk about that. So I'm going to tell you how I change it, and you can make your own decision. So Johanna, to answer your question, if you want to see what's happening and what's going to happen with this action, you're going to click on edit here to view the action in the template. So let's see what that looks like. So we just clicked on edit to see this first email going out, okay? So we're clicking, and then you're gonna click on view this template, that little spot, and to see what the communication is. Now you can't edit it from here, and these default templates you can't edit. You have to just create a whole new template or copy it and create your own and re-edit. So I'm gonna go over that. So anyway, so this particular email, I want to tell you what I don't like about it. It says, I've been showing a few homes in your area and thought of you. Well, I have people in my sphere all over the state and even country that I have in, and I don't want them to get, I've been showing homes in your area. I don't know. Well, I'm in Michigan. I'm not allowed to show any homes right now. I just don't like that one. And I think it's disingenuous. So if you like it, fine, and you're good with it, you could just leave it. But I'm going to show you how to change it. So let's talk about adding different templates. So at the top, you see there's this tab, Campaign Library, and now you can click on Templates, and you'll see this page. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add a template. There's 2 templates we're going to be adding. And one is a task template. So a task for you, the agent, to do something. And the other thing is an email template. So we're going to do our own email. All right. And in that resources guide, got all these directions too, really super detailed. Okay. So we're going to click on task template, and we're going to create this task. And really all it is these are going to be all blank. And we're just going to type in set up market report and then paste, and update it. So that's all we're going to do. And it's just, again, a task for us to say, hey, Sean, set up a market report for this person. Okay. And so we just created a task template, and you can create your own. Like, you can do a search of the different tasks and see if your idea for a task template's already in there, because it could be. I have one that's not in there that I added. It's write a handwritten note card. Okay, that would be an example of a task template you could create. All right, Then we're going to add an email template. So instead of clicking on templates and then task, we're going to click on templates, add template, and email. Okay, so once this page opens up, you're going to add a name, a template name, whatever you want to name it. I name mine Sphere Intro Email. And then you write the subject. What do you want the subject line to say? I say checking in with you with a little smiley face. And again, all the text for this and instructions for this, I've already provided for you, and I'll go over that again at the end. And then I have this copy that you can just paste right in here if you want to. But I say, hi, Sue, or whatever their name is. I wanted to check in with you and see how things are going. I have a market report I wanted to send that gives you a view of the real estate happenings in your area. I'll plan to include you so you can keep on top of the market. As always, let me know if you have any real estate questions or if you just want to catch up. Talk to you soon. Okay, and then the signature from your agent profile is automatically going to go in there. Okay, couple things to note. When you're creating these yourself, you see this little guy where it says first name. That's in order to fill in whatever information, whatever data is coming from that lead. So if you want their first name to be put in there, you're going to click on, and this got moved, and so I'm glad I'm going through this. So not the question mark, but this little sun. So you're going to click on this little star over here, not the question mark, the star. And that's going to open up all the different merge tag options that you have. So you're going to find the lead's first name and stick it in there, and it's just going to automatically go in there. Okay. The other thing you should know is anytime you're copying any text from a different program and pasting it into here, you're going to want to select paragraph and choose the paragraph style to make it formatted the way kvCore likes it. kvCore sends HTML-based emails. So they don't come across as text emails, they come across as HTML emails. And so you want the right style that kvCore likes and understands to be sent over so that it looks nice coming through the email. So if you were to just to open this up and start typing, it would be in the correct format. But again, if you're pasting from your notes or Microsoft Word or Google Docs and pasting it in here, just remember to select this, choose paragraph, and it will fix itself. So if you're experienced with doing HTML stuff, you understand what I'm talking about. If not, just do what I told you to do. All right. Okay. So now we added those two templates. We added a task template and an email template. We're going to go back into our campaign actions now, and we're going to delete these two from this default campaign that we downloaded, this default homeowner campaign. We're going to delete these two actions because we didn't like that email. So we're going to just click this little X and it's going to delete it. And then this task, it says Sphere check-in task, and all it says set up a task for the person. It's like, okay, that's nothing, just set up a task. So we're going to delete these two. So you're going to click on the X and delete these first two actions, and it'll pop up, do you want to remove this action? You're going to say yes, remove, and it'll be gone. Okay. And now we're going to add two actions. So now what we're going to do is the first thing, you're going to click on add action, and you're going to select email because that's going to come in the drop down menu. And then you're going to search. It'll show you, you're going to search right here where it says template. You're going to start typing in Sphere intro email. And then this is going to pop up because it's already there. And you're going to click on that, name it Sphere intro email. And then the other thing to note is you want to choose, when is this action going to take place? Put it on day 1. In other words, this is the day after the lead comes in. Okay, so you're going to add the email, you're going to search for the template, add it, name the action, put it on whenever you want the action to start. Okay, and that's it. So we did that for an email. Oops. And then you're also going to do that for the task. And I went one too many. Okay. So, okay, so you're going to do the email, and then you're going to do the task. You're going to find the task. So add action, go to tasks, and find your setup market report template and add that, and also do that on day 1 as well. So day 1 for your new email and day 1 for your new task. So we're giving ourselves the task to set up a market report for this person in our sphere. Okay? Are you guys tracking with me? Good. All right. So the other thing we can do is, and I just recommend it, if you haven't talked to this person in your sphere and you're planning on activating a campaign for them, I'm going to recommend you put in a call task for yourself to call them within the first 5 days of this campaign starting if you haven't talked to them in a while. Okay. Now, if this task comes up for you and you want to skip it for somebody or just not do it or snooze it or whatever, fine. But I recommend you might add a call task. And so all you would do is go add an action and then add a call. So instead of an email or task, you're going to add a call. And you're going to select a template that says call and leave voicemail, because it's already in there. And then you can just name the action, call if you haven't spoken in 30 days, or call if no contact in a while, whatever you want to say. And so now these are the actions that are going to happen. I just leave the rest of the campaign the way it is. You can go through it and take all kinds of your time up to see what it is, but I would just leave it and make your life easier. And then the next step is now we have to edit the campaign logic. So what we did so far is we added that campaign to our library. We modified the actions, and now we need to edit the logic. So the way it is, if you remember, is it's the default homeowner sphere campaign, and it's going to start when the status is sphere for a seller or buyer, okay? And it's not going to always run. The way that we're changing it is going to look like this. I'll show you how to do this. It's now going to be, well, it's going to be activated, number 1. It's going to activate when the sphere homeowner tag is added, and that's when it's going to start, and it's going to run for anybody that you want, whether, doesn't matter who they are. As soon as you add that hashtag sphere, it's going to run for them, and it's always going to run no matter what, even if another campaign wants to start too for some reason. It's only 18 touches over 2.5 years, so you're not, bothering anybody. And so that's what we're going to do now. I want to explain a little bit about why I want to do it this way, having the campaign start when this hashtag is there. The reason is if you have this campaign start when anybody is in your sphere, and let's say you decide to upload that to your 200 contacts that you have all in a bulk import. Now on day 5, you're going to have 200 calls to make, or on day 60, you're going to have 200 calls to make. And so I guess I just want to give you more control, and that's one reason. The other reason is there's no way in kvCore to look and say, who are all the people that I have on that campaign? There's no way to do it. The only way you can do it is you can search hashtags to categorize your people. And if you search the hashtag sphere homeowner, and that hashtag's there, and you use that hashtag to trigger a campaign, ta-da, then you'll know they're on the campaign. I'm going to go over that again. So if you didn't understand what I said, don't worry about it, because I'm going to explain it better. But let's talk about how to do this. So what you're going to do is you're going to you're going to click on edit. Okay, you're going to click on edit the campaign. And then this window is going to pop up, and it's going to look like this, status is sphere. So what you're going to do is going to click on move to hashtag, and then you're going to just type sphere homeowner. You're just going to type it. Now, the capital S and the capital H automatically happen in kvCore. I don't know how. It decides that it's going to be capitalized. So capitalization doesn't matter in hashtags, but it just automatically does that. You're not going to use the hashtag sign as you're typing this. You're just going to type in sphere homeowner. You're not going to do the hashtag sign. So when you create a hashtag, you don't use the hashtag sign in front of it. Okay, so just know that. Now, once you create that hashtag, you're going to click next, and then it's going to go to this screen, and it's going to say it's designed for buyer or seller. You're going to click on all, and then when you do that, automatically buyer and seller is going to go off. So just all is going to be selected. Okay, and then you're going to hit next. All right, then the campaign details, you're just going to change the way this looks. So it's no longer the default homeowner sphere campaign. You've completely customized this. So you're gonna just name it sphere homeowner campaign. And this description, it's no longer correct. It's not a default for leads whose status is sphere. You're gonna type this in, activates when sphere homeowner tag is added. And say that yes, it's always gonna run, and hit next. Now, again, I have in my resources page a full campaign instruction document that you're all gonna get about how to do this campaign and how to do a lot of campaigns, actually. Okay. All right, are you tracking with me? Ish? Okay. All right, so now once we're there, you're gonna review what the campaign looks like. And you're just gonna notice, okay, it's gonna start when the sphere homeowner tag's added. It's designed for all. I got the name, I got the description. Now notice this, you guys, see how this little hashtag is there? Starts when hashtag sphere homeowner is added. I didn't add that there, the system did it. That's why you don't wanna have to add the hashtag again, because now there'd be 2 hashtag signs. Okay, anyway, so it's showing me everything I did. And then I'm gonna update the campaign, then I'm gonna pull down the toggle, and now the campaign's now active. Ta-da! All right. Thanks, Sheila. All right. So next, and this is the final part of this triggering the campaign, okay? So now we added the campaign from the default, the default library. We added this default campaign, we customized it. We changed the campaign logic to fit what we wanted. And now we are going to trigger the campaign. So let's say we've uploaded a bunch of our sphere in here already. So what we can do is we can go to the Smart CRM on the left-hand side and click on filters, and it's gonna bring this up, and we can select sphere as the filter. Okay, so that way it'll filter everybody in our sphere. And then we've got a couple options here. So I could, select the top of this, and it'll select all of the sphere leads that are showing all at once, or I could just select a couple of them like I did here. And then I could click on more actions. And from here, I could either add the hashtag and then add sphere homeowner to these leads that are selected all at once. Or I could click on add campaign, and it will just add that campaign to those leads all at once. Okay, so those are my choices here. So that's the first choice you have, the first way to do it. Excuse me. Okay, the second way to do it is to go into the lead individually. And again, you can either, we're looking at somebody's lead sheet here, Rosa, and from here I can either click on campaign and then add the campaign here, or I can click on hashtag and add the hashtag. And so this is the way that I think you should do it. And again, the reason I want you to add it with a hashtag instead of just add the campaign is so that you're categorizing that contact in a way that shows you this person's on that campaign or not. Okay. It's just kind of, you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Instead of adding the campaign and then adding the hashtag, I'm just gonna trigger the campaign with the hashtag and call it good. So I'm gonna add the hashtag, update it, and then it's done. Now, notice here, I'm on my CRM here. This is a screenshot of my CRM. And I just typed in the hashtag. And when you're searching for a hashtag, not creating a hashtag, but when you're searching for a hashtag, you are going to use that hashtag sign because you're telling your search system that you're looking for a hashtag in particular. You're not just looking for the word sphere, you're looking for a hashtag, sphere homeowner. And I typed it in, and now it's showing me all the people that I have on that sphere homeowner campaign. Okay, so that's how I categorize them. I can identify them. And if I filter sphere, I can see that some people, and I don't have this hashtag selected, I'll see that some people in my sphere aren't on that campaign. Okay, and I'll be like, oh, I want to put them on there. All right, so you have choices. You decide how you want to do it. Play around with a couple of them and see how you like it. All right, so once we add that campaign with the hashtag, you will see on your contact lead page on the left-hand side, it'll show the campaign is on. It's automatically triggered. So if you look here with me, where my mouse is saying, it says, I just did this today. I was just doing these screenshots. The campaign was added, Sphere Homeowner Campaign. It says contact met hashtag is Sphere Homeowner and was assigned campaign. In other words, it met the campaign logic. Okay, so this is where the campaign logic hashtag is Sphere Homeowner kicked in and then assigned the campaign. Okay, so we added the hashtag and then it met that logic, and so it automatically assigned the campaign. And notice it's added this task for me to set up this market report. Ta-da! Okay, and then all the other tasks or all the other email communications are in that contact lead. Questions so far? Are you tracking with me?
I'm totally tracking, but I do have a question. If in our database there's not a address, does the campaign automatically ask for an address if what we're offering is a market report?
I'm going to get to that part actually.
I'm sorry?
I'm going to get to that part actually.
Okay.
But yes, that's a good question. And somebody else asked, does it tell you if you open the email? Not really, no. It'll show if they viewed properties. So if you send them property alerts, it will show if they viewed the properties. But no, there is no email analytics currently in kvCore, and that is a major flaw and a major bummer, but I don't worry about it. You know they open the email if they interact with you, for sure. Otherwise, and that's why, and then the system will send actually automatically. It sends, hey, I've been actually this particular campaign. It says, hey, I sent you a market report this month. Did you get it and did you find it useful? And maybe they'll respond and say, yeah, I got it, or I did. I think I saw it. And then that just gives you an opportunity to engage in a conversation and maybe get them something more substantial, because the valuation they get is just an AVM that's estimated and could be in the right range, could be off, so all right. So now let's talk about setting up the market reports. So this is the fifth way. So the fifth way to reach your sphere. So setting up market reports. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're doing an hour. We got through all the hard stuff. Now we're gonna go fast. I hope. All right. Okay, so setting up market reports. So what we're gonna do here is, here's somebody in my sphere. The first thing that I want you to know is to find out where these tasks are. That's gonna tell you, number one, if you add manually the hashtag to a group of people in your sphere, then you can just say, okay, I know I need to set up the market reports and just go do it for those people, whether it's a group of them all at once or just a few at a time or one at a time. Otherwise, you'll get the task, like it'll come up the next day. Where do you find your tasks? Well, from your desktop or PC. If you click on the little checkbox, it's going to show you all the tasks, and notice this task at the bottom. It says Thomas and Sally Chandler, set up market report. Then I could click on this little button and it would go away because it would show that I completed the task, okay? The other place that you're gonna, other place that you can find it is on your, inside the actual lead page, okay, that the task is there, or on your smartphone. From your mobile app, you can see tasks and what the tasks that are due today, okay? Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. So do you see that? And it shows you when the due date is, and then you can check that you did it or not and all that fun stuff. All right. So to set up the actual market report, this is kind of irritating, but it is what it is. So you're gonna go here to, on the left-hand side, where their tiny little information part is. Why is it so tiny on kvCore? I don't know, but I don't think they know most of us, like our older ladies in our late 40s trying to look at things. because that's tiny for me. So anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to click on more details and then scroll down. And you're going to see if you uploaded it from your database, hopefully it's people that you have addresses for, and you should see their primary address here. So it's going to show what their address is. However, that's not going to automatically start a market report for them or evaluation. You have to physically add that. So right below where it says valuation, you're going to click on add a property, that little link. Okay, and then you're gonna, you can either paste the address or start typing it in, and it'll show up, and then you click on it. It's from Google, and then you save it. Okay, so that's adding it. Now, once it's added, you will notice it'll show up here. Okay, and then it will also trigger this market report. So once you added that, you'll go up to at the top where it says market reports on the left-hand side underneath the contact's name and such. And it's going to show market reports, and it's going to send them a market report of their zip code specifically and evaluation of their home every 30 days. That's automatically going to happen. I can add additional market reports here as well if I wanted to. But this is what's going to happen once that valuation is in there. Now, that's when you're doing it manually for somebody in your sphere, let's say, that you have an address for. This is going to happen automatically, and you won't have to do this for seller leads. So if a seller lead comes in, a lead who's requested their home valuation on your website because you put an ad out there, or you created a seller squeeze page and put it out there on Facebook or something, and somebody's like, yeah, what's my home value? I want to see that. They come in. Now, they give you your email address. Now, automatically, this valuation and market report deal for their home property is going to automatically start because they requested a valuation specifically. So that's automatic for seller leads. Okay. So I just showed you how to do it manually for your sphere. All right. The sixth way you can keep in touch and reach your sphere is by setting up a search alert for them. So I like to do this for my sphere. So not only do they get the market report from me, they also get all the listings, all the new listings in their zip code once a month. So that's what I set up for them. Somebody's chatting with me. I can't find it. I'll get back to it when I see it. Okay. Oops. So what you do is from their contact lead page, you're going to click on search alerts and then click on add alert. The other way to do it is you'll see up here at the timeline, because there's been a few glitches with kvCore where I can't do that, but I can click on the alert tab up here. So that's one of two ways to do it. Okay, so you're gonna click on alerts, and there's a possibility to do up to 2 alerts. Okay. There it is.
Hey, Sylvia, her question was, I am pulling market reports from RPR. Can I have it import to here, or does this just pull the MLS version?
Yeah, no, it's not. This is not coming from RPR. So this is just the AVM range that kvCore uses. So what I do is, when they get that text message and say, yes, they got the report, and I can engage a conversation. If they're serious, if they're thinking about something or they want something better, then I'll go ahead and send them the RPR AVM, which might be a little better or closer or more accurate. But I've got too many people in my sphere to do that for every damn time. And there's no automatic way to do that with RPR. Wouldn't that be cool? But there's not. Okay. So now I'm talking this is what you can do with kvCore, people. Okay. So anyway, once I'm setting up the search alert for somebody, I'm going to add the listing types, that I want to send them. And I just do single family and condos for my area. And then I type in the zip code. I could also draw a map, or if I wanted to draw a map for some reason. But again, this is my sphere. I just want them to just get the listings in their zip code once a month. That's all I want. So I put in their zip code and I leave everything else blank. And then I choose the frequency of monthly. I can also, if there's a spouse and I want them to get it too, I can put their email address as a CC email. and then I can set the alert. And once I set the alert, it'll show me what the results are, and it's going to automatically make it active. Now, if you have a new buyer lead that comes onto your website and they start looking at properties, they're going to automatically get set up on a search alert that kvCore is going to create for them based on the properties they viewed. Okay, so it's going to automatically happen. Once you get in conversation with somebody about they're actually looking for a property, then you can go into these alerts and fix them up according to whether they're looking for 3 bedrooms, they're looking for 2 bathrooms, whatever. Okay. Okay. Next, so this is where I didn't have time to do all the screenshots. So before we met today, so we're just gonna do the best, and then I'll just show you in real time with kvCore. Okay, so automating birthday and home anniversary messages. So yeah, this is where, and we're gonna talk about sending mass text and mass email, and then we're done. Okay. Okay, so oops. All right, so let's go here. I sent a message to kvCore because I was asking them. Hang on. I didn't spell it either. Right. So let me just show you what the heck I'm having this conversation about. So basically you will see there's in the lead contact area, there's a spot where you can put in the last close date. So if this is somebody, you know, had a transaction with, you can put what their closing date is here. And then what you have to do is you have to turn on the send anniversary email option. Okay. And then you save it. There's also a birthday. So under more details, it says there's the last closed, and then down here, way down here, is the birthday. Now the birthday is only going to be for that first person, that main person. So again, if you want to have a birthday message for the spouse, you got to create a whole new contact for them. Does that make sense? They're a whole new lead or whole new contact inside your CRM, if you want that. Anyway, so if you notice, you click on birthday and you do want them to get the birthday email, you have to automate it. So my question to them was, do I have to turn that on individually for each person? And he's telling me, yes, it's done to ensure you have the correct dates set up for the individual contacts as a precautionary measure. So we'll see if that's actually true, but that's what you got to do. So what tipped me off to even asking that question is what you do for the birthdays and anniversaries is you click on Marketing Autopilot, and you'll see where it says birthdays and anniversaries, learn more. And then notice here, I've got birthdays and anniversaries. And you can have this turned on for everybody, you know, if you want to. I have it just for my Sphere clients, people under contract and close, because I probably don't have the birthday and closing date of these people anyway. But so I'm actually going to turn that off just because, yeah. For my Sphere, people who are closed clients, current clients, and people under contract, those are the people that if I have a birthday and a close date in there, they're automatically going to get these messages. But again, he's telling me they're only automatically going to get them, and he just confirmed, if I've physically gone in there and turned on that little toggle, send email, send anniversary email, or send birthday email, okay? Can you set up a birthday to give me an alert so I can send a card? You can set up a task for yourself. You could go in there and create a task. you know, to send a birthday card for individual person. Another maybe easier way to do it would be to find like, you know, to give them a hashtag. So like, so if you know their birthday is going to be in April, you could put assign a hashtag to, you know, April birthday, to all the April birthdays. So then you could just go in the CRM, search for April birthdays, you find all those people, and then just do it. That would probably be the easiest way to do it, I would say, rather than, you know, setting up an individual task for each person, you know, but you could do it that way. All right. So then let's look at these. So what's going to happen, the way this is on default, is that if you've decided that somebody's going to get an home anniversary card for you or birthday card from you, they're going to get both an email and a text. So if you have both a phone number and an email, they're going to get both. Okay. So let's look at it. We can click on happy birthday email, and I'm going to click on change template. You can also select to run on that same day, or to run on the day before their birthday or the day after their birthday. And then you can choose, you can create your own template and send it. But the one that's in there is this one. And it looks like this. And it says, it's your day. I hope it's filled with celebration, your favorite things, and your favorite people. Thank you for entrusting me with your real estate needs. Reach out anytime for help. And then your signature's included. And it's set to go on that run date. And that's lovely. I mean, it's perfectly fine. I mean, who could argue with that? All right. And then there's a text message that's going to go out. And the text message looks like this. It says, just wanted to say happy birthday. Hope it's a great one. Doing anything fun? And then it's got your name. So if you want to do something more with that, you can create your own text message and then, you know, save a new like your own happy birthday text message. All right. And again, choose, do you want to have it on run on that day, the day before, the day after, and then add the template. Okay. So that's how that works. Then anniversary home of purchase is, and I was going to say thank you to this guy because he probably deserves a thank you instead of just me being a jerk. I'm kind of a jerk to them sometimes, I'll admit, 'cause I'm on here a lot. And I'm a little bit short with them sometimes. Okay. So anniversary of purchase, I got that up for my Sphere clients, contacts, and contracts and closed. Happy anniversary email is going to look like this. Congratulations on your home anniversary. Hope you're celebrating today. How's everything with your house? Don't hesitate to reach out if you or anyone you know needs real estate advice. I'm here to help, and your signature. Okay. And then the text is, so this is what's going to be default. You'd have to like create your own template and add the template, your own template for it to be something different. It says, I hope you're celebrating today because it's your home anniversary. How are you liking the house? Let me know if you need an investment property. Okay, so there you go. So that's what those are. That's fun. All right.
I had a quick question on the birthday thing.
Sure.
Does it allow us in the templates to upload a video message for either text or email?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. Let's get to that on the last part. We're going to talk about sending a mass email. You can send a mass text. So let's say you go to Smart CRM, and again, this text is going to come from your Smart number. Okay. But let's pretend we're going to do with a mass text, okay? So let's pretend I want to do, I'm going to search for my Sphere homeowner. So that's who I want to search for. Or I could go filter, because that would be finding all the people on that campaign. I could go filter and just select Sphere. So these are everybody, whether they're on that campaign or not. There's everybody in my Sphere. And then you'll notice if I scroll down, it's going to show me, okay, I've got one of 20 leads that are showing here, but I only have 302 leads from that are marked Sphere in here. So if I want to see like more at once, I could select 100 rows, let's say. Okay, so now I can see all 100. I can select here, and now all 100 people that I can see out of these 300 people are selected. And then I can do mass text. All right. And so then it tells me 13 of these 100 leads you selected are unsubscribed and I will not receive this text, so that I can fix it and like make sure the permissions are enabled. If I want to, it says 17 of these people I don't have a phone number and they're not going to get it. So it's letting me know. Now I can select a template that I've already created in here, or I can just start typing a message. And I'm going to start typing a message. So I'm going to say, hi, so-and-so. Now, I want to do one of those merge tags, you know, to fill in like their first name. So I'm going to go hi, and then I'm going to hit the shift key. I'm going to find the little bracket. That's a curvy bracket. And I'll say, hi, lead first name. So there it is. So now it's going to say, hi, Sue, Joe, Dave. I hope you're doing well in these crazy times. Please let me know if you need anything. Did you, oh, hang on. Did you have a good Easter? Let's pretend. And now I'm gonna put my own little signature there. So now I'm gonna do another, I want them to know it's from me. So I'm gonna put the little shift and bracket. It's a little curvy bracket. And I'm gonna scroll down to find my name. So agent full name, comma, and then I'm gonna do agent, I'm gonna do agent cell number, where that agent cell phone.
Hey, Sylvia.
Yeah.
Can you do what you're doing right now in the campaign text, where you can put the brackets and put your full name and your cell phone?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if I wanted to create templates, so I would go in the marketing autopilot and go to templates, and then I would go to either SMS template or email template, and then, you know, create a template that I could just, and so then here, instead of I would find that canned response, whatever I named it. So COVID-19 text message or something, you know, and then find it and then send it. Did that answer your question?
It did. Thank you.
So hope you're doing well in this period of time. Please let me know if you need anything. Did you have a good Easter? Okay, send text. Okay, I'm going to send it. I just did it. I sent it. It's sent.
And Sylvia, one more question. I don't know if you said this in the beginning or not, but I know you said if someone calls the that number that you're given, it's a round robin. What if they respond through a text?
So if they respond through text, it's going to come right to you.
Okay.
Let me show you an example of what happened to me, if I can remember it. What the hell is his name? Let's see if I can remember it. Started with the R. What the heck was his name? Shoot. Okay, I'll do it like this. I'm gonna see if I can find this guy. Hang on. Seller. Because I want to show you what it looks like. Man, I got a lot of people to deal with. Oh, I think, is that, no, it's not. Hold, please. I can't find it, shoot. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Okay, yes, here, this is it. Okay. So he got an automatic text message. I think it was from the behavior alerts. I'm not sure if it was from the campaign or the behavior alerts, but it said, I received a text message and it says, hey, are you thinking of selling? I noticed you put in your home valuation, you thinking of selling. He texted back, yes, thinking about it. And then just a little bit later, so he was thinking about it and he decided to pick up the damn phone at 10 o'clock at night and call me. And guess what? Dennis Powers called a different agent, but thankfully nobody answered. Okay. So then I called him and said, hey, I know you tried to call, sorry, nobody answered. I'm going to help you, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And then we set an appointment and then I sent a text message looking forward to meeting you on Sunday. And there's my signature, Sylvia Epique Realty, my phone number. And then, I had an appointment with him. But yeah, so after that, that's when I'm like, okay, get my own smart number. All right. But I had waited for like 2 years to do it. Okay. Questions about that?
Is that the only benefit of a smart number? Is that point right there? What is the other benefits of a smart number?
So I don't have a ton of time to go over it, but I'm going to direct you to, when you have questions like that, you can go here to Learning Portal, and you can go to Get Help. For me, it's one of the main reasons, by the way, but there's also the call capture code reason. So I'm going to type in smart number. So kvCore smart number fact sheet, how to make money with your smart number, and tips for testing the system, and blocked smart numbers to answer some of those questions, because one of you had a question like that. So there's just all kinds of information here and links to other trainings about, what the benefits are of having your own smart number. I don't know. You're just going to have to decide for yourself. I wouldn't get your own smart number unless you're really, really invested in kvCore, and that might take some time. And if you're willing to lose a couple because another agent got them because they called the number, then don't get it. Because it's not that big a deal if they're somebody that doesn't even know you, and then they're going to work with somebody else instead of you because they didn't know you. That's, whatever. But anyway, all right. So then the last thing I'm going to talk about is sending that mass email. And so what we're going to do here is you're going to go to Marketing Autopilot. And you are going to go to start a campaign first, because you've got to figure out what template you want to use. So once you're here, you can go here to templates at the top. And then there is, let's say, let's just type in holiday as an example. So there's these different Halloween, like holiday things. You'll notice it says clone here. Happy holidays, Halloween, Happy New Year. That's it. Or Thanksgiving. Those are the only holiday ones. But let's look at one. If I can see it, if I hit clone. Very slowly but surely. It's my internet that's doing this, you guys, because I'm totally in a hot spot. But anyway, that's kind of cute. I like that one. So this is what it looks like. And then, oops. And then it's got your agent signature, visit my website, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's a template. Now, if you wanted to use that and do something different with it, you could clone it and then change it around. Okay, let's look at another example. Let's say you want to send a newsletter. So there's an event invite newsletter, and there's this newsletter here. It's going to say newsletter. These are mine, I think. So we're going to just go to clone for the newsletter one. And so basically these are just placeholders for stuff. So you could, you know, put in your own image, your own agent header, and it's pretty easy, you guys. I mean, it's like drag and drop. It works a lot like MailChimp. If you've ever used MailChimp, you can put in your own buttons and even color the buttons. And, you know, put in a different image here, put in different rows for layouts. You can increase the settings for the content area, change background color. I mean, it's pretty nice. You know, the dividers. You can add a video here, by the way. So let's say I wanted to add a video. I just find the URL that I wanted. Here, how to use the advanced email editor. I just find that that's a video of mine. How to use the advanced email editor. Okay. And here, I'll put that in the chat right now while I'm at it. Because I kind of go through an entire me building a newsletter. I did this when the email editor first came out. Like, so I think there might be some changes in them, but not too many. Not too many. So let's say I want to add that video URL. I can put it in there like so. And there it is. And then I can, you know, write a message, take out some of the, delete this, you know, whatever. And then write something new here, get rid of these, blah, blah, blah. One thing to note, it's super important that I don't like about this. It's like, you know, I used to do email marketing for a living, so I happen to know. But you know, what you need to, it doesn't automatically do this for you, but at the bottom, you need to have an unsubscribe link and it's not automatically there. So, because when you're sending a mass email, you need to have one. So what you're going to do is drag this row down here. Oops. Drag the row, we're going to drag this text. And what you do is you use those merge tags. So I'm going to go merge tag. And I'm gonna go, so it's got team, office name, lender. So I'm gonna do agent signature. So from my agent profile, it's gonna put in my agent signature there. I'm gonna do a couple, so it's just not automatically there. And they don't do that for you, okay? And then I'm gonna add the other merge tag, unsubscribe URL, okay? So that way I've got the unsubscribe link there, or I could put it at the very, very bottom. You should also have like an office address or PO box. I have my PO box in there. It's considered, you know, advertising. So you got to kind of got to figure out what your state rules are and meet those. So anyway, there you go. That's important to make sure you have your agent's signature and an unsubscribe URL if you're going to send a mass text. Okay. So then once you're done, you know, you can, you know, you can clone it, keep saving it, keep working out. So let's say we got started in that and we're gonna clone it. And then we can go back and keep making changes and update it once we find it because it's in there. That's our copy, okay? Now let's say we were ready to send it. What we're gonna do, nope, Johanna, kvCore has no email analytics. That is, again, no email analytics whatsoever. It's a flaw. It's a major flaw. It's been saying for like 2 years coming. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So if I go to business analytics, it says coming soon. So under coming soon, let me get rid of some of this. You will see it says kvCore activity. And then notice lead response rates. for emails opened, emails clicked through, coming soon. Okay. So no, but I mean, you know, if you're going to pay MailChimp, like if you have like 1,000 contacts or 500 contacts, or, you know, you're going to pay a pretty penny, you know, at least $30 a month with constant contact, which I highly recommend over MailChimp, by the way. The reason so, because constant contact actually provides support where MailChimp doesn't. But anyway, so, you know, you can, if you just, you know, if you don't want to pay for that, you have a free way that's going to do it. Can you see the analytics? No, but at least you're doing it. It's someday they'll add it, and I don't know to what extent, but it's not there yet. Okay, what was I talking about? All right, so let's say to actually send this email now, you're going to go here to Marketing Autopilot. You're going to schedule an email. And then you're going to click Schedule Email here. Now, the people you can send to, well, let's first of all, you can do it like a certain criteria from the save filter. So I've got a saved filter. I got 3 saved filters. I got agents as a saved filter, buyers and sellers as saved filters. I can also do it from a hashtag. So let's say I could hashtag everybody with Sphere homeowner, or, you know, everybody who I have marked next door seller, or anybody who I have marked as Ottawa Hills, or whatever I've got going on. So any hashtag I can add, or with a certain status. So like my sphere. So one thing to note, I do it like this if I want to send a mass email like to everybody in my database, and you can choose up to 3 at one time. Okay. So, and then you can decide when to send it. So let's say I want to send this tomorrow, you know, and then I want to send it at, you can choose a time. I want to send this at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and then I could choose the template, so I can start typing it. So newsletter copy. Okay, let's pretend that's ours. And now there it is. And I can give it a subject line, a catchy subject line of some sort. Okay. And let's say I'm all done with it. It's like I already checked it. And then I can click on schedule. And then it's going to schedule it. And then let's say I wanted everybody in my database. So I've already done those 3. So now I'm going to do active leads, clients, content, and close, because you can only do 3 at a time. You know, so you might have to schedule 2 or 3 emails. And then schedule it, and then it'll send. And so then you can view, so you can view your past one. So it looks like I sent one on January 1st of 2020, and I sent this one. Okay, that's what I did. All right, so somebody was, oh, Sean got kicked out. Okay, so that's how you schedule it.
I have a question about your slides. So I tried to click on the link for your slides.
Which, you mean my resources?
Yeah, your resources. So
Okay.
I tried to click on the link. I made a copy of it, and then I tried to click on the link.
Which link?
The 10 ways to reach your sphere.
Oh, it's probably not shareable yet.
Right. Okay. That's what I was saying. It's not shareable at all.
I'm not done. Yeah.
Okay. All right. No problem.
Okay. But that's good. Did you try any of the other links?
Yeah. The other one, there was 2 that didn't go. And then I stopped after that. I figured maybe you weren't done with it or something.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not quite done. But which was it? Was it this one?
Whichever one was going to your drive. The very first one I know didn't work. I know that one for sure. And then there was another one.
Let me see here. So actually this is shareable. So
it's not coming up. So
I don't know why it says anyone with the link can view. So
is it's not coming up. It's asking for your email address. It says seller GR when I click on it. So The
right.
Sylvia kvCore campaign instructions. Yep, it just says enter your email, and then it has at shesellsgr.com. So I don't know if maybe
So my campaign instructions have been
let me see if I
shared forever, and all kinds of people look at those. So I don't know.
maybe we have to put our own email in. I mean, it shouldn't be like that. It should be
No,
we
it's
should
just
be able to click on it.
Yep, it's public. It's been public forever. It's all kinds of people look at this all the time. So see right now, Sheila, these are the people that are already looking in it.
I don't know
So
why
something's got to be going on your end. Are you logged in on Gmail?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah,
I'll figure it out. I'll figure
people,
it out.
Yeah, these people are in it right now looking at it.
Yeah, I just don't know why it won't let me do it. So
I don't
I'll
know
have
either.
to try and figure it out. If I have issues, I'll contact you.
Okay. So so anyway, so these should be all shareable. But check out. So these are the slides, which are not done yet. I have a 2-minute video demo of the kvCore dialer. I'm not saying anything. It's just like a little, it's silent. My kvCore campaign copy and instructions. There's a whole campaign training there to learn about campaign logic and how to prevent other campaigns, default campaigns, from running at the same time. I have this, my kvCore setup and lead generation template that you can use to set up yourself. If you just follow it section by section, you will be able to set up your website on your own completely. Join my group CRMs for Dum-Dums if you haven't already. I have a YouTube channel, Think Future Real Estate. Subscribe to it. I do have this link for my other training and setup services as well. You can check this out. And then I have these were the most appropriate videos for this particular training. You know, how to use advanced email editor, activating and understand your essential campaigns, website setup essentials, completing your agent profile. So these are all the resources you needed for this training, I felt. So any other questions?
Yeah, this has been great.
Oh, I'm glad. Sean, did you have a question?
Yeah, and if it's too long, or if it will take too long to explain, let me know, or maybe you can point me to a video or something. But you were talking about hashtags, and they were kind of confusing me a little bit because I've been messing around with kvCore prior to this a little bit, and I cannot figure out how to make a hashtag. Like I've made one on a landing page, but it doesn't seem to populate if I'm doing something wrong, or can you even make a hashtag?
So yes, you could totally make a hashtag. And I'm just going to tell you right now, if you've been doing it with landing pages, I'm sorry, because I started that way too. And for whatever reason, landing pages and hashtags just don't get along. I mean, the option is there, and it should be there, because what sucks is if you have a landing page and you put it out there, any lead that comes through that page is going to automatically be called a new lead buyer, no matter what. And that's not always the case. Maybe you're trying to reach a FSBO or something else, or something else, an agent, I don't know. And so by adding a hashtag in there, you'd be able to trigger a different kind of campaign and prevent the default campaign. But it doesn't I don't know, something with landing pages, they don't always get along. So you could have been doing something wrong, or it might be the system. It just depends. It likes me on some days, and it doesn't like me on other days for landing pages. But yes, you can just straight up create one. I want to show you. I've got this person, Diane Matson, who she came in on my, she was in my sphere, but I think she was not in my kvCore yet, because I had a lot of people that I hadn't actually put in my kvCore yet that were still in my sphere, that I was, transferring from another database, in my old CRM. But I included them in my weekly email that I send. And so I've got a squeeze page for getting your instant home value. And I named the hashtag email seller. So I knew that it came from my email. So the hashtag, so one way you're going to create a hashtag is when you create a squeeze page, you're going to create the squeeze page and just put whatever hashtag you want in there. That hashtag is going to just automatically be assigned to that lead when it comes in, if you created it using the squeeze page. Okay, so that's how that works. So that's one way to create a hashtag, is from squeeze pages. You can also just add it in like we did when we added in the Sphere homeowner thing. So I'm going to do that for him because he's in my Sphere now. Save, proceed. And I am going to, he already asked for his home valuation, so it's in there, but I'm going to add him in a Sphere homeowner. So I'm going to, we already created the hashtag when we created the campaign, but even if I didn't have it created, I could just come up with any hashtag here now. But I already created it, so there it is. And I'm gonna add it. And then it's gonna take a few minutes, but there it is. Okay, so now that just triggered the campaign. Oh, I gotta get rid of that one. I have some work to do in my own CRM. So because I'm doing all these demos, I have too many campaigns going. So anyway, so that triggered that campaign. And there it is. So when you create a hashtag, you can create it either in a squeeze page or on a landing page, or just add it to a contact. Yeah, you should just be able to add, just once it's there, no matter. Was there anything else I could help you with there? Landing pages are stupid. Don't use them. They're a waste. To me, the landing pages are a complete waste of time. Like, just create squeeze pages and go on with your life. That's my.
So is a squeeze page similar to a landing page?
So let's say we go here. So this is all free right now. We're on the free stuff. So let's say I go to IDX squeeze page. So it depends on what you want to do. So there are purposes for a landing page, but just because I never get along with them with kvCore, I just don't even try. So I can do, for squeeze page, I could do a multi-property squeeze page. This would be like a list of curated properties based on a certain search criteria. So all the homes, in a certain city that have pools, or all the homes in a certain zip code that are reduced properties, or all the homes in a certain county that have at least 5 acres, or whatever I want to do here. Okay. And then I can put the source about, where am I going to post this? Am I just going to post this anywhere I want to in the world? So I'm just going to call it general. Or am I going to post it on Facebook or Google so I can track my sources better? Am I going to assign it a hashtag and either to trigger a campaign when the lead comes in, or just to categorize that lead? So you can just put that in right here, fresh. Like maybe I never created a certain hashtag before, like, cat lady, and that could be the hashtag, I could just do it. And then choose, use listings from search results or, whatever kind of thing I want to do here. I usually do that one. And then property views. This is how many views of how many properties can somebody view before they're forced to register. You can put it on default, the 2 with multi-property, because they're more likely to look at a second property, or you could just say immediate, like as soon as you open this baby, you're registering. If you want to see this list, you got to register. Like if you want to see all the open houses or all the foreclosures or all the fixer-uppers in this particular neighborhood, you got to register, whatever you want it to be. And then you generate the link. It's a short link and a long link. Just save the short link. It's fine, because it automatically converts to the long link, and then save that somewhere, because once you get off of this page, it's gone forever. You'd have to recreate it over again if you didn't save that link. And then so that's how that works. Then there's a single property squeeze page where you're just going to promote a listing, one listing. A seller squeeze page where you're telling people to get their instant home value in a certain area, a city, county, or zip code. And a market report for a city, county, or zip code. So those are the different types of squeeze pages. Okay.
No, that's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. So it's 3:44. We went way over. I wanted to see if I could do it in 1 hour. I knew I couldn't, and they already told me I could do it in an hour and a half. I think I can do it in an hour and a half as long as I don't take anybody's questions. And I really appreciate you guys helping me, because it was my run through going through this training in this way. So thanks so much, and I hope this was helpful to you. And I'm going to put one more time this document, my resources document, that goes along with this training today. And have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.